Hey, what's up everybody? It's Luke and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for checking out the channel and being here. I really appreciate it. Today was a really exciting day for me, for a lot of people actually, because Final Fantasy released for Magic the Gathering today for pre-release. I was at the pre-release tournament at Davis Cards and Games here in California. It was a blast. I love Final Fantasy. I've played it ever since Final Fantasy 1 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I played the heck out of that game. My friend had a copy of it. He got me into it, and then I had to get my own. And then Final Fantasy 2, which was 4 on the Super Nintendo. One of my all-time favorite games in the Final Fantasy series. Loved it. Did not play 3, which was 6, until later. But then I did play 7, 8, 9, 10, skipping 11, the MMOs. I didn't play those, but 12, I loved it. 13 was great. 15, amazing. And 16, I'm about halfway through it, but I'll have to finish that when I find some time. But anyways, I guess a lot of people were looking forward to this crossover with Final Fantasy. And I gotta say, the pre-release was a ton of fun. I usually hate pre-releases. I do so bad at pre-releases. I don't pull anything good hardly ever at pre-releases. But I had a pretty synergistic deck today, which I was really happy to play. It surprised the heck out of me. It was mostly a Rakdos deck, kind of splashing blue for a very specific reason, which I'll show you in a minute. But I actually ended up I actually lost no games today, but actually one was a tie. Game 2 went 1-1, and we ran out of time. They were exhilarating games, lots of decisions to make on both sides in both games. Both games were extremely close. Both games had moments where, like, I thought I won and then I lost, or he thought he was going to win but then he lost, and the emotions and the waves were just totally nuts in that game, in that matchup. So we were really happy with the tie, actually. It would have been great to go for another game during that round, but obviously at the time had run out and there was no possibility of doing that whatsoever. But that's fine. I mean, it was an amazing game and it was just wonderful. Anyway, so for my efforts, I actually got 2 prize packs, 2 Final Fantasy prize packs, which I'll open up after I show you the deck. As always, I'm going to turn the camera around and let's check out the deck. Alright, let's start off with a rare land. I ended up getting Midgar City of Mako, or Mako, I should say. I never used the adventure part of this card. I've only used the land because I ended up always getting this in my opening hand and I needed black mana, so it always kind of came down tapped on the first turn, which was fine. I mean, not a big deal. This is what you do. I mean, sometimes I guess you could use the adventure side of it if you really needed to, but if you need the land, you're going to use the land. Crossroads Village is a decent land. Comes in as any color, but tapped, and then you have to choose it, can't change it. This land is okay. I never actually drew this land, so unlike Midgar, I never really got it. But I think this is good in a pinch where my deck was splashing 3 colors, or splashing a color, and had 3 total colors in it. So, you know, a card like this is great when you know you need another color that you might be missing. So this was great. And then we got some towns. They are tap lands, and they're just the dual lands from this particular set. Why am I starting with this bomb of a card, Kefka? Because I never actually cast it today. I built my whole deck around Kefka, trying to get him out, having red, blue, black mana. But instead of leading me to casting him, it just led me to making a deck that was well suited in those colors, and it did great. So that's why I have Kefka so early, because I never really used him. Garland, this guy is amazing. This guy won me a number of games. Comes down for just 2. It's a 3/2, and when it dies, you can actually cast this card out or return the card from the graveyard to the battlefield transformed at sorcery speed, but then you get like an 8/8. Oh, that's not Garland. That was another guy. Sorry, I'm totally screwing this up. That's not true. This is a 5/5 that comes out of the graveyard. The other card I'm talking about is completely different, and I just mixed the two up. Sorry about that. But this does come out of the graveyard as a flying 5/5, not an 8/8, which we'll talk about later. That's a different one. And when this dies, you can put it on the bottom of the owner's library too, so this can potentially come back again. Lock Cole was better than I initially thought at a 2/3 death touch, and lifelink was pretty big. Small things whenever it attack into, and this could kind of attack in when necessary. Also a great blocker. Araman, this was a really nice little card. Flying Death Toucher, 2/2 for 2 and a black. You can also sacrifice another creature or artifact to draw a card. Of course, you got to pay 3 as well. So kind of expensive, but something you can do later. Dragoon's Wyvern. This is a really cool card as well. You get this 2/1 flyer along with a 1/1 token. Black Waltz number 3. Ooh, I just found out how good this card is. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, does 2 damage to each opponent. So you can play a bunch of like cheap spells and just ping them to death. And if they have flashback, that's even better. And so I love this card. I've just started playing, obviously, Final Fantasy, and this has quickly become a favorite of mine. Fire Magic, this is cool. You gotta keep in mind that the damage that's dealt is to each creature, not just your opponent's, but each. So that means your own too. Fira does 2 to everything, and then Firaga does 3 to everything. Suplex is an amazing card. I love this card. It deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature dies, it gets exiled. That is awesome. You can also exile artifacts. Haste Magic. This was a late sideboard in for me. I took out a creature that wasn't really pulling its weight. It was the 2 and 2 black guy that like has both of you sacrifice something. That just was not the card. That was not it. Did not perform well for me. I put Haste Magic in because this would set off all the pingers at instant speed. It's a surprise, so it turned out pretty good. These guys were awesome, Obsidian Elders. These guys are 1/3s, nice blockers, but they also come with that 0/1 token, the Black Wizard, that whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. I ended up getting 2 of these, which was awesome. Ended up getting the board up a lot. Laughing Mad, this is kind of like a nice little card draw spell. You do have to discard a card in order to do this effect, but I thought it was worth it most of the times. Plus, you can flash it back, which matters a lot for pinging people in my particular deck. Feigns Treachery is for 2. If something gets -2/-2, but also like you can kick it by sacrificing an artifact or creature, and if you do that, then the thing gets -6/-6. Fight On. This can bring back some good stuff out of your graveyard. I didn't use it too much, but when I did use it, it was just fine and good. Eject is awesome. I love Eject. This spell can't be countered, first of all. And then the target non-land permanent goes back to the owner's hand, and then you draw a card. Retrieve the Esper. This was awesome when I saw what it was. It's a non-creature card that makes creature tokens, and it flashes back. So this is great for the pinging cards, and just kind of filling up your board so that you have enough blockers. I chump blocked a lot today just to kind of stall out for time to get the cards I knew I could win with out there, and it did the job. I only got to play Anima once because it's a 6 mana card, but the time it came in, it did very well. Drawing a card, losing a life is pretty good. I didn't even reach to chapter 4 today, but scary 4/4 menacing creature. This is probably the worst equipment that I had today was the Red Mage's Rapier. It doesn't even buff anything unless a non-creature spell is cast, and then it's +2. So this nice, it gives you a 1/1. It has a little bit of upside, but not much, not hardly at all. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to use on defense as well. All these kind of things. My favorite card by far was Black Mage's Rod. I've been hearing about this card, and it is as good as advertised. When it comes in for just 2, you make a 1/1 token wizard, and then it gets +1/+0, and it starts pinging things when you cast non-creature spells like artifacts or enchantments and the like. But not sagas, not the creature sagas, because they're creatures. Blitzball is just a really nice little card. It's a mana rock for 3, adds any color. But if a legendary creature deals combat damage, you can sacrifice and draw 2. That's really a nice little payout at the end. Xenos, yeah, Galvis was incredible. This thing was great. It's kind of like a mini board wipe. Plus, you can kind of target a creature for removing next. And if you do that, it turns into an 8/8 flying. That's just so good. This was great. It was just so fun to play with. Scared my opponents quite a bit. And then finally, we have the Darkness Crystal. I'm not sure how the crystals do in Limited, but you know what? This one did great. You know, I had to take turn 4 off, but once creatures on their side started dying and I was gaining 2 life, those little 2 lives make a lot of difference. And then the other thing is when the opponent's creatures dies, they get exiled under here. You can cast them for 6. I mean, that's just crazy. 4 and 2 black. Once that happens, it's very hard for your opponent to win. So the Darkness Crystal, I think, is really a nice card. All right, let's finish off with our packs here. 2 play boosters is what I was able to win here. For getting 2 wins, no packs for a tie, unfortunately. Let's see what we get. We got Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum, You're Not Alone, Light of Judgment, Sephiroth's Intervention, Gigatoad, Rook Turret, Loperit Scout, Oron's Inspiration, Travel the Overworld, Albed Salvagers, Clash of the Icons, there we go, Borderless, and then Esper Origins is the rare, with Blitzball Shot, Crown City. So that pack wasn't really the best. Let's see if we can get something better in this second pack. We have a summon, Ifrit, Ahriman, Wyvern, Giant. Let's just keep going here to, what's this? Summon, Anima. Oh, that's cool. That's the alternate sort of art for Anima. That's sweet. Oh, we got Hope. Hope S-Time. Gotta love Hope. We got a Phoenix down. Oh, these are so cool. Love all these names from Final Fantasy. Well, there you have it. Nothing crazy in the packs, but I had such a great time at pre-release. I hope you guys were able to make a couple of pre-releases as well and have a lot of fun with this set. I'll see you next time.